Hey, Spuddies, Potato Whiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Age of Wonders 4. We're doing the Burrow Down scenario. This is episode 5. Believe it or not, 5 episodes. And we need to get down here to conquer Lithium and Owl's Nest. So those are going to be our two big goals. Now, we have taken out Cat and Grump the Twin Eater, and it currently is winter time. So I suspect, I can't remember what what month Owl's Nest is, but if she is winter, which I think she is, yes she is, we're gonna have 30 turns, 20 for Swift Soren Boltwing. I was gonna call him Swiftwing Biteman, but that's not his name. But yeah, basically, cut a long story short, we've got about 20 turns to destroy Lithium before he is in his ascended power. We have about 30 turns to destroy Owl's Nest before she is ascended in power again, because the map obviously goes in cycles. So we're going to be making a big push this episode to try and finish out this scenario. Okay, so we've managed to recruit a Summer Fairy and a Soother here in the capital. Primo Nebula is being absorbed. We do need to save up to be able to absorb more cities. My evokers over here are getting finished. There is a Mistwalker camp in here that I could go clear. I think I popped in. I was trying to head back to my city to try and get some healing, but it's a little bit grim now that the entire map is coated in winter, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, so Presido has finished building catapult towers. It might not be the worst thing to just get a few little bit of defensive stuff here, like Caltrop stashes. I would like to get our Temple of Fertility and the Summoner's Cistern. So let's grab the Temple of Fertility and the Summoner's Cistern, which was going to give us a huge amount of mana. We can also begin recruiting some more evokers who have been doing really good work for me as my main battle unit. I'm going to go hide inside this city so we can get some regeneration, because that's something we're struggling with a little bit here. Yeah, we need a little bit of healing before we can move out when spring hits. And so we finished researching the Temple of Fertility, which is fantastic. So we can now pick a new tome. We've got quite a few options here. Let's have a look through, see if I see any new ones. The Tome of Burning Passion feels new. Oh, that is a tier 2 one. Well, we've already talked about this one. So the Tome of Corruption, I've seen that one before. Tome of Prophecies. Ooh, Tome of the Weaver. Now that's a new one for me. So it's a Nature Shadow Tome. Seemingly themed around spiders. So you've got an AoE 2 debuff Immobilize with negative morale. Okay. Then you've got Dread Hunters, which turns all of your animals and spiders into demoralizers who deal morale damage when they attack, and they do extra damage against immobilized or frozen targets. Okay, I love the frost spider synergy here, is super interesting. You can also conjure 2 Weaver spiders for 3 turns, except in water battles, and Weaver spiders are ranged units that shoot webs with a chance to immobilize. Oh, I like this. This is very cool. A double summon is a very interesting thing. They're quite strong too, because they're tier 2 summons, and it's actually a relatively cheap spell. This is a super cool. Ooh, Priest of the Weave. So we've got a tier 4 support unit with Web Blast, which immobilizes. The Electrified comes from my faction. And then you've got Webbed Transfusion, which heals an ally, removes negative status effects, and then bounces to an enemy unit within 2 hexes and deals damage to them and potentially immobilizes them. Oh wow, that's a very strong support unit. Spider Rebirth revives a friendly dead unit into a Weaver Spider, which is a ranged spider, or a Hunter Spider, which is a melee spider. Very cool. And if it's a high tier unit, it'll become a Spider Matriarch. Oh wow. That is super cool. So that's a once per battle thing. That's very, very cool. Then we've got the Spider's Embrace. Target race weaves themselves with spiders, gaining the spider unit type. So they become swift, so they ignore slowing. They can't be slowed or immobilized. Oh, wow. That is super powerful. They gain fast movement, so they move quickly in combat. And base attacks have a 30% chance of immobilizing enemies. You can't be mounted or have leg equipment. And you get access to the Forester Spider Nest, which gives food, draft from adjacent foresters or forests. I wonder if it's like interesting. gives you access to a bunch of spider units, and counts as a forester. Wow, that is a super interesting one. I don't think it really fits into our build right now, but I could see like opening up with some poison and some frost. You could do like a frost poison opening here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything in here that looks new, unlike the Tome of the Weaver, which is super interesting. I'm trying to think what would really fit. Now, part of me wishes very deeply that we had gone for Tome of Glades, as the leaf skin ability to walk through forests would have been really nice to allow us to get around the map a little bit easier. But it's not completely necessary as far as I'm concerned. Let's see, what if we went with the Tome of Amplification? So this would give us access to resonance fields, which is a lot more magic casting and mana. You've got things like Chain Lightning. Very cool. Astral Blood would give us extra crit chance whenever I cast spells. Amplify Minds as Knowledge. Amplification Pylon. Increases the damage of your spells for a few turns. Simple magic attack. This Amplifying Imbuement would make the base attacks of enchanted units, which is ranged, skirmisher, battle mage, support unit, and magic fighter. They would deal an extra 3 lightning damage and deal an extra 3 lightning damage to 2 other targets within 2 hexes, and have a 30% chance of inflicting sundered resistance. Oh, this feels like almost core for a battle mage support build. Like, this could be disgustingly powerful for our build, especially due to the sundered resistance thing. Like, this becomes a self-reinforcing damage amp, which seems very, very strong. Let's have a look at what other nature tomes we have. The other nature one is teleportation, right? Yeah. So you get the phase beast, you get emergency teleport. These are all the chrono gates, things like this. This is all very familiar to me. The astral trade relay. It's like not a terrible one. I don't know if it's what we want to do. I'm kind of curious. Let's have a look at the Tome of Cycles. So when dying units, until the end of battle, whenever a friendly unit dies, all other friendly units within 2 hexes heal. So it's like, if your units are dying, you get a big benefit. Diffuse health. Target enemy unit takes 30 damage and friendlies heal. Okay. Druids of the Cycle are quite good. They are a tier 4 support unit, which is very interesting. So it would get a lot of our support benefits. Ooh, Blooming Imbuement. Our battle mages and support units would have a 60% chance of inflicting Life Seed. When this unit dies, it heals a unit on the caster side within 4 hex by 14 temporary hit points for each stack of Life Seed. So up to a 45 health heal. And you would deal more damage against the decaying enemies. So this would create a kind of synergy between melee and ranged if we could apply decaying. We don't really have a way to apply decaying, so that's a bit of an issue. So I don't think that's that strong. It is pretty cool. I remember there was like an infusion or something that gave like fire damage. That one's pretty cool. I really do think that's just like the most powerful thing here is the Tome of Amplification for a battle mage build. So I think we're going to take the Tome of Amplification. I think it's a very natural progression for our build. So I do like the idea of Chain Lightning. Let's go for Chain Lightning. We now can learn to bind Gold Ancient Wonder. So that's not how we plan to win the game. We've built a higher tier Wizard Tower in the capital. It would be nice to get the max rank Wizard Tower now that we have like the economy to support the construction of it. Especially the Imperium income is just so damn useful. So I'll queue up that. Omnisphere produced a granary. Okay, you're still producing stuff. I think we'll grab ourselves a couple of invokers. The Scroll of Astral Connection is useful because it does make our evokers benefit from being near summoned units, and we would like to use a couple of support fairies in each stack. Speaking of support fairies, I should probably summon some sprites too. So I'll start summoning some sprites. We did get some Hearty Greaves, and I think one of my heroes was missing that, so we'll go ahead and confirm. I think all my heroes are now heavily equipped in good armor and stuff. Unfortunately, we don't have the kind of magical equipment that I would hope for if we were going to try to build some really good equipment. We don't have the magical materials. I do like Grimoires. Grimoires are cool. We do have access to cosmic damage, which is very fun. It doesn't get quite as strong. Sundered Resistance would be ideal to inflict with our magic damage. Let's have a look at our heroes real quick. So if I look at Brian Boru, he's using the Staff of Astral Blessing, which is a tier 4. It does true damage. I wonder if we could maybe make him a less weird staff that maybe does a similar, if not better, job. So let's see, we could maybe make this sort of a nature-y staff. We could go with blight damage. Actually, hold on real quick. Let me check. What are Fae? What are fairies weak to again? Yeah, so Fae are weak to blight damage. So let's say we wanted to make a primary weapon that does blight damage. What do we have? Ooh, support abilities also provide +1 regen. That's actually kind of cool. We could get heal, dispel things, subdue, sundering curse. Well, there's quite a few interesting abilities here in terms of magic. What if I wanted to go for a grimoire? Oh, interesting. You can't imbue abilities into a grimoire. What about a magic orb? Oh, you can't imbue abilities into a magic orb either. That is super interesting. So only the staff items can be infused. Now here's a question. Let's say I were to take poison darts and poison damage, right? If I level this staff up, does the poison darts do more damage? What's special about poison darts? I guess it does actually poison, but now it's basically the same as a blight blast. Yeah, I don't think I can really make a weapon that's like interesting enough to be worth researching at the moment. So I think we're just going to take our time, slowly expand, and continue to develop our economy. Rather than like putting a lot of time into designing items. So there is a question of, do we want to clear these Mistwalker camps before we head south? The thing is, they are going to spawn annoying stuff for us to deal with, and you do get rewards for clearing them, and it's right here. And then there's another one right here through this portal, so we could clear 2 before we move on and get a little bit of experience. I'm worried about how long that would take and maybe give this guy a chance to reach his zenith of power, but I'm going to go for it anyway. I'll queue up some evokers into Watha to keep there busy. I'm also spamming some cheap units in some of my cities. I do need to come in here and take expanded governance, the right of expansive growth. I mean, in theory, the extra range would be nice, but I'm going to go for more cities rather than sort of longer reaching cities. We could look to clear the Sleeper Sanctuary with one of these stacks. Now, it is a bunch of chaff. Well, this one isn't quite just chaff. So we've got a level 8 hero, a fallen angel, living fog, a banshee, and a whole bunch of other bad stuff. You know what? Let's just take a chill pill. We'll maybe look into what we can do here. We could go re-attack Bulwark to start to stretch Boltwing thinner on the map. That's not a bad idea, actually. Presido built its Temple of Fertility. Omnisphere got its Fishmonger, but it's still building the Mystic Spire. Celestial Haven can annex another province. I think it would be nice to get a second Forester in here, so let's do that. This is going to boost up the Granary, and we can now build the Mages Plaza boosted as well. So the city is quite busy. It's got a ton of things in construction, but that's good. It means it's going to develop an economy. So now it's the quarter spring. I am going to channel magic to try to prevent this. Now this is my 3rd attempt, so I do kind of expect it to fail statistically. So we're going to get a ton of Mistwalker camps all over the world, which is a little bit unfortunate. But in a sense, they do provide us with opportunities to get some experience and to fight. Looks like we've got a Phoenix stack over here. Let's get up into the fight. Unfortunately, we will be fighting with Grasping Vines and inside a Misty Province. We do have access to a Spelljammer, so even if they were casting spells, it would be worse. Looks like a very clean battle, so I'll just take that auto-resolve. And then we're going to make our way over to the Mistwalkers camp. There we are. We'll look to clear that next turn. Let me quickly drop another sprite in this army. I want a couple of summer sprites to provide healing and buffs for these guys. Into Watha, we finished upgrading the tower. I think it would be nice to get another tower. It's Imperium, plus it'll allow us to start summoning higher tier units, which could start to become relevant in the not too distant future. Plus, I also just really like getting my Imperium income up, so I'm going to go for that. And the earlier you build that, the sooner you start to benefit from it. In Celestial Haven, I'm going to keep getting Arcane Guards. What's really great about them is they are relatively cheap, cost-effective, tier 1 chaff, right? Relatively big HP pools, 90 health, and they can poke down some enemies. Primo Nebula has been captured. I think I'm going to start merging my armies together to the north of Bulwark at my Feywater Pond in preparation for the invasion of Bulwark. Now, Presido recruited another unit. I'll send that to the west. You could continue to recruit units for me, which I don't hate in terms of an idea. I like the idea of a triple summoner, triple fairy battle mage stack, so I'm going to start working towards that. Kind of like this. I like the idea of like building stacks, like army stacks around concepts. I think that's a lot of fun. It's probably not the right way or most efficient way to play. There's probably like you spam battle mages, you go for the most effective battle mage you can, and you use their abilities reliably and repeatedly, and it's like that's what you do. But I like coming up with concept, you know? I think there's something fun about that. We could in theory annex some stuff underground with these guys. I don't know if that's what we want to do. We are building the Mystic Spire. See, we do need a mine and another research post if we can get it. If we got another water province, we could make the Grand Wharf, which is plus 20 production income, which is great. I don't know if we need the Seafarers Guild. I think we could skip that one. It is cool, but I don't think we need it. I think let's go for the Temple of Fertility and the Summoner Cistern to start pumping up our food, draft, and mana income. I'll just put whoever in charge of Primo Nebula. Yeah, we've got infestations all up in our domains. Like the idea of this stack is it's going to be 4 tier 2 evokers with two morning sprites. When the morning sprite evolves, one of them is going to evolve into a spring fairy who provides True Strike, and the other one is going to be the summer fairy who provides regeneration and debuffing or debuff removal, cleanse basically. And so like that's the concept for that stack. So let's go ahead and auto resolve. All right, cool. So we get a great axe of the assassin, we get some research and some food, we get a satirical orb and some tier 2 items. Very cool. All right, I'm going to take all this, and now I'm probably going to head back to Presido. I could peek underground for a split second. Okay, Presido just built its cistern, which does mean we have a ton of mana in here. We will want to... Oh, the hero has to activate the ancient obelisks. Okay. Well, now that kind of changes what I thought I was supposed to do with that quest. Omnisphere built its tier 3 spire. We do want to build a lot of these channeling tower things. Let me zoom out here. We could build ourselves a single gold mine, and so I will, which will allow us to get the mint. I don't think we need the Scholars Guild. I would be more likely to go for the Farmers Guild just for fun. So let's get our 3rd Forester, which will boost the Estate Hall, and we'll get that under construction. Food and production from that due to our Empire development ability, and Presidio is ready to get its Caltrop stash, I think. Now, what are you? You are a... What do you count as? You're Baron Wellspring. Counts as a farm. Okay, we've got a silver tongue fruit over here. Okay, I've got an idea of how to develop. I think we develop a whole bunch of conduit infrastructure centered around the silver tongue fruit, and we can generate a ridiculous amount of mana using Presido. So that's the general plan. For now, I'll get this defensive thing. One of my heroes is leveled up. Taini the Tyrant. Ooh, I need to like reset your skills because you're not set up the way that I want you to be. I want you to go for the upkeep reductions. I also want you to become Initiate of Nature. And in terms of this character, using them as a shield-bearing fence motor could be really cool. So like what if we went Shield Bearer into Resistant Vanguard? Ooh, I like the idea of Warded Armor and Stunning Bash. You'd stun enemy units. Ooh, Damage Deflection. This would allow you to run up into people's faces and they'd have to break your defense mode to make you not be a problem. I love it. We'll continue to develop you. We probably want to get higher tier defensive armor on him. We'll work on it. Fornax the Charger. I think I'll just pick up damage on him for now. We'll eventually get around to doing something with him. Let's start summoning sprites. These ones we want to be evening sprites because we want these guys to upgrade into, is it autumn fairies? Ideally winter ideally autumn fairies, but we could do a winter fairy stack. That could be fun. I do like inflicting blind. That's really cool. So what are you? You're a fearmonger. I don't think fearmonger is very good for you. I think instructor is a great one. I have my preferences, and those are like built over my own personal biases, not really things that I think are good. That's a lot of my preferences in games are actually based around what I like and not around what I think is good. And like in a game of Age of Wonders 4, for example, like if I'm playing Civ, I'm gonna be doing stuff that I think is good because I have a lot of experience. In Age of Wonders 4, I'm gonna be doing stuff that I think is good because I think it's fun. All right, let's activate this ancient obelisk. So that's one. I guess there's another one over here we could go tap. There's one here too for us. All right, let's summon another sprite. This one will again be an evening sprite, and we will begin summoning again. I'm going to get you to produce merchandise for 2 to 3 turns while I'm busy trying to clean up the stuff that's coming in to your territory. Oh wait, maybe I summoned the evening sprites in the wrong city. Oh yeah, maybe I wasn't paying proper attention. Whoopsies. It's fine. We'll reorganize the army eventually. Alright, so we've unlocked Chain Lightning, which is a damage debuff spell. Amplify Minds is like in my mind, very mid. Although I reckon like in multiplayer, unlocking new spells just is straight up power increase. So I think this probably is really, really strong. So for fun, let's get it. Omnisphere got its Temple of Fertility. You built your walls. I tell you what, you could build for me. You could also build a Temple of Fertility. It would really help you grow. Oh wait, some of these don't lock you out. Some of these are repeatables. So like this expanded governance thing is repeatable. It's just on cooldown. Ooh, that's super interesting. Yeah, I think anything that's called a right is repeatable. Oh, there is some super interesting stuff you can do here. Complete Harmony. Oh, cities gain plus 15 maximum population. I need to do a nature build. This rework is crazy. Dude, I love the affinity tree rework. I love it so much. Let's have a look. So wait, what are these ones? Spells can be cast on the first turn, or when an enemy casts a spell, you gain casting points and mana. That one seems so good. Oh, Wizard Tower upgrades give stability and mana. That's so... Dude, some of these abilities are sick. All right, we'll hit up another ancient obelisk, and then over here we can hit a third one, and I get 250 knowledge. Upon puzzling the ancient obelisks, dear Duatha, this forms a map to a shrouded gate. A shrouded isle is a handcrafted region which is only accessible through a portal on the surface or underground. These portals must be uncovered by a quest. They're guarded by inhabitants and contain a shrouded arcanum, which is a silver ancient wonder that counts as a research post and gives you casting points, which unlocks a secret spell. Ooh. Other valuable locations which are not guarded. Oh, dude. How fascinating to be reminded of these. Why I've heard rumors such as advice being deployed by the Wizard Kings of Athla, though never quite confirmed. It was all rather mortally tabooed subject, if memory serves. But see here, to the surprise of no one, the original Duathan Circle did exactly that, though I fear ominously so. After a brief, pensive pause, Ham looks up with a troubled smile. The plot thickens, as they say. Tell me what's on your mind, Ham. The Shrouded Arcanum. Wizardly secrets, my good fellow, puffs Ham, of a most unsavory kind, I do fear. Bells just don't pop up out of nowhere, hums Ham. Their primary avenue of creation being through empiricism. Long ago, in an age of unfettered experimentation, flourished that triggered such a manner of cataclysms that the Archons deemed it right to intervene. Administrative circles were therefore established to ensure a more, lawful continuation of wizardly business everywhere. Yet, many assembled Archmages did not quite fancy these new restrictions. I suspect, mulls Ham, that Duatha's troubles are interwoven with whatever secrets lay shrouded beyond that portal. We could do well to uncover them. All right, thank you very much. I will do my best, Ham. The Shrouded Gate. Dude. Shrouded Gate. Does that mean I can restore? I can restore an Arcanum. I have restored the Shrouded Arcanum. Dude, that looks so cool. Alright, I gotta summon a sprite real quick. I did summon in my capital by... It's not where I meant to do this. I'll take these 3 little dudes and I'll fling them over towards Presida where they were meant to go. I'll even force march them. Sounds good. Okay, I'll start bringing my ruler. Wait, does that mean I can activate more? Okay, no. There's no more ancient obelisks I can activate. Well, you got a combine harvester. We want to get over here to this Mistwalker camp, but I think we're just out of range. unlucky. I think what I'll do is I'll park nearby to try and bait them into attacking us if they have any units on patrol. And then we're going to go clear it. Oh, I could summon a nymph. I do like that idea. Oh no, I would burn all my mana if I did that. Let me hold off on the old summoning. I spent a lot of mana. Oh, whoopsies. I need more mana. Mana is just a perpetual issue. Like, no matter how much we make, we just burn it all in upkeep. Primo Nebula can annex another province. I would like some farms now, so we can continue to develop this. All right, let's hit this Mistwalker camp. Should be a very easy auto-resolve, hopefully losing no units. Perfect. We get some rewards. Delicious boots of the Astral Traveler. Those actually looked crazy. You get pass-through and slippery. Super good on a hero that requires mobility in the face of melee. I still can't repair my goddamn cité because there's still hostiles in the domain. I'm going to force march my sovereign over here. Presido can... No. We're waiting to, like, get the city in order before we start building more stuff there. I haven't ever summoned any mistlings. Those could actually go really well with the... What if I summon these guys to go with the summoners? Ooh, I like it. I like it. The summoners would provide them with healing and damage. It's very powerful. All right, we're going to put the city under siege. Let's the city of Bulwark under siege. We've got here, let's see, catapult towers. A tower bombardment would be nice, but unfortunately we can't afford it. Burning the battlements, undermining the walls, and constructing archmages is probably the second best way we can do things. Let's make sure our units are in a nice little tight ball. Omnisphere can annex another province. I think I was going... Oh, did I want to go for 4 foresters? Yeah, the 4th forester would allow us to build the Farmers Guild, which could be a lot of fun. So let's do it. Celestial Haven can annex another province. I would love to annex the Eternal Bedchambers. It's not viable for us at the moment because we just don't have a hero who isn't busy, you know, like who can stop by and actually clear it. I'm going to replace this forester with a quarry because I have plenty of room for foresters, but not a lot of room for quarries. So I'll start swapping in some quarries in Celestial Haven so we can start boosting some of these other types of improvements and buildings. Brian Brew has reached another level. I'm a really big fan of the Rite of Vigil. Giving your units 10% extra effective HP is so damn good. So I'm going to go for the Rooted Resistance. Looks fantastic. New bounties are available. Okay, perfect. All right, let's summon a Mistling here. So the Mistling is like a super interesting unit. So it doesn't evolve, but it does get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 extra HP, bringing it up to 150 base HP. No, it's already a soldier, so it would be 140 with 5 resistance and 5 defense. So it's effectively like a 225 health unit in terms of raw damage it can take. And it's going to be supported by a guy who's giving it Astral Bond that gives it a heal every turn, who is also summoning storm spirits and things like that to provide even more support and distraction. So I kind of like the stack. These little sprites, I guess I'll send them, they can be reinforcements. It would be nice to have an entirely flying stack, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Just a stack of flying battle mages could be cool. Maybe I could do a sprite stack. I don't want to summon a nymph. Abort. I'm gonna wait a couple of turns before summoning more units just because I've burnt through so much of my mana. All right, we're going to the portal because I want to clear this Mistwalker camp. Mostly just because it would be fun to do so. Oh, hello. There's a I forgot that there was an angry stack of mega deer in here, which is what I call these scourges of winter. Jesus. It shouldn't be too hard of an auto combat. We'll take it. Yeah, no losses. Mostly just good vibes, good experience. Love it. And we're stacked up and ready to hit this Mistwalker camp. Bulwark is under siege for the next 3 turns. We have finished researching Amplify Mines. I am curious what the upkeep of this spell is. 8 mana per turn isn't bad at all. So I'll start casting it so that I can start hitting up some new stuff. This does mean we have a new research. I don't know if we need the Storm Spirit, so I think I will just take the Amplification Pylon because of the potential to make our spells do more damage. We got the Wizard's Tower Apex in Tuatha, which means we've no more Wizard Tower things to build. We could go to the Tier 4 Wizard's Auditorium, This would give us extra annex range. It would give us a ton of stability. And this city is a little bit light on stability. So genuinely not a terrible move. It is quite expensive. It does theoretically eventually pay itself off, but that extra 10 gold income really isn't the reason you build this. You build this for the stability. It's a lot of stability. And it's scaling stability with population too, which is quite powerful. This is a champion governor city where we do get some rewards from the population. So let's go for the Wizard's Tower. I would like the Temple of Fertility, so I'll queue that up. I love how cheap that is now. It's like, it just doesn't feel too expensive anymore. It used to feel like a very expensive building. Let's grab the mint. We really want the monolith. Grab the mint for now. Okay, let's get the shrine and the mana obelisk. We need to get our mana up big time. Tuatha can annex another province. I mean, yeah, this just feels like the right thing to do is to get a conduit here. It's 10 production, 10 gold, 25 mana. Yeah, that just feels like a victory. Plus, it's adjacent to the Astral Monolith, which does get an extra 5 doodly boops. Mayo the Marvelous has leveled up. It would be nice to get him to regenerate his stack a little bit better. And it would also be nice to give plus 10 hit points to his units. So yeah, I think I'm going to go for defensive formation. An extra 10% effective HP for his units is really powerful. I really love mortal heroes. I think it's a super fascinating idea to have heroes that make their army stronger. It's like the theme of play that I really, really enjoy. All right, Amplify Minds is ready. I'm going to cast this on my capital, which is under siege. Oh my. Interesting choice to put my capital under siege. We can finally start repairing this city, and places need to be repaired for them to be replaced. All right, what are we up against here? It looks like it's mostly a hero that we're up against, and no, there's another hero here. Soren Boltwing himself. So I am going to start mass summoning sprites in here to the end of defending the city. Yeah, the city is really unhappy from being under siege, I think. All right, let's take out another one of these Scourge of Winter stacks. Give me a nice friendly auto combat, please. No losses, just experience. Love it. Let's do it again, this time against an Ice Spider Matriarch. This will actually be an easier fight, believe it or not. We get the Blightbringer of the Assassin, 38 thingy. We are going to want to annex this. We also need to clear the Astral Dew here. Apparently it's occupied. A bunch of these nodes are damaged. We'll eventually get around to repairing these nodes. When I say eventually, I mean eventually. Let's just put them down. Might cost us a couple of units. Yeah, no losses. That's perfect. All right, I'm pretty happy with that series of turns. It might have gotten us a level up. If you guys can get inside my territory, please do. Omnisphere, you're making units for reinforcements. Just cheap arcane guards designed to spam down the enemy with spear attacks and their very low mana upkeep. Most of our mana upkeep is unit and spell enchantment upkeep. It's expensive to maintain a magical army, let me tell you. Oh, yeah, I've got some armies moving in here. Yeah, we're pretty outnumbered in terms of power, but if we can keep summoning some sprites in here, it might make a difference. I'm gonna have to force march my damn ferries over. I'm gonna break the siege of Bulwark so that we can get back over here to protect our lands. I forgot I didn't have enough mana to force march. I may have just made a really big error there. I may have just made a huge error. Okay, we got Conjure Pylon of Amplification. Astral Blood isn't bad. Mage's Plaza, Summoning. Let's get the Stone Conjurer. Well, first we'll get the Blacksmith so we can start cranking out units. Omnisphere can annex another place. Wouldn't mind another quarry in here so that we could boost like things like monoliths, etc. Halo the Bear leveled up. He can get Rallying Cry. Excellent. I know we have a food shortage. The city's under siege, bro. Like, what do you want me to do? What can I rally? I can rally a bunch of units to Tuatha. Might help. All right, so we got some ferries into here. It's one more turn until the breach. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get... Well, I could get this hero into the city, which I think gives us a much better chance. But we're not quite... I don't think we're auto-resolving that one. I think that's gonna have to be a manual battle, which is fine. I don't mind the odd manual. We're going to have to fight 2 druid stacks here. And these guys are painful because they have a chance of instantly killing a target if they're low on health. And we have some pretty low tier units in our armies. That's okay though. We will prevail. We've got a full stack of relatively low tier evokers. But hopefully we can make the battle work. Omnisphere built a mint. Well, continue to produce evokers. And get a caltrop stash, why don't you, to protect yourself. Primo Nebula can annex another province. Let's go for a farm. I'm summoning a sprite. Ooh, actually I regret that choice now because I'm not going to have any mana for the battle. Yeah, I should have thought about that. Let me see. Can I talk to a free city maybe to solve this mana problem? Can I trade for mana? Maybe I can trade my allies. Ham, do you have mana in exchange for gold? That's actually a really good deal. What about you, madame? Do you have mana in exchange for a hero in my crypt? There you go, have him. So this will give us a little bit of mana to play with. We've reached max vassalage with Clawford, which is giving us plenty of mana, which is great. I'm going to give a Whispering Stone to the Spire of Solace. Hopefully we can build that relationship up a little bit quicker as well. Yeah. My domain is being invaded. My domain is being invaded. I'm aware. Damn it. Okay, it's a high-risk battle. If I auto-resolve it... Oh, they attacked the little weakling. This actually made my siege worse. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm going to try to fight this manually. Now, a bunch of our units can't heal, which is very annoying. And there's no retreat in a siege battle. So I accidentally made my positioning worse. And our battlements are on fire. Okay, so they only have a Steel Shaper in this battle for damage. Let's kill the enemy ballista as a high priority target, so they won't have access to their ballistas to damage our walls anymore. Then in terms of spells, we could start firing chain lightnings. We could fire 3 chain lightnings. Well, they really don't do that much damage. I mean, a fulmination would do a similar amount. Yeah, the battlements being on fire is a big problem. We can channel an electrifying arc. And they do have to break the walls before they can get in, at least. So in theory, they can't just walk in the front door. Alright, let's see what they do next turn. He did a fulmination. He healed with a second wind. Okay, they're shooting our towers at least, which is fine. Okay, he leapt into battle. This is actually really good for us because he's in flanking positions. So if we were to drop a captivating lights on this guy, let's say hypothetically, we could guarantee distracted, which gives us flanked damage. Man, I need you to not hit grazes when we're trying to one-tap a hero in a single turn. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so we one-tap that hero this turn. Throw caltrops here. Can you get a shield bash? 58% chance of a stun. Beautiful. Now we do have a problem that you're about to get poked. And I think the Golden Golem might actually be resistant. No, it's weak to our damage type. That is huge. It's sad. Oh, you can throw caltrops at people's feet. That is actually kind of OP. I was about to say you can't throw caltrops at people's feet, but it turns out I was just wrong. Yeah, the battlements are still on fire, which is annoying and difficult to deal with. Okay, we're in position to take out this Golden Golem in a single turn too, hopefully. We got fulminated. Big Golden Golem sweep. Somehow he's no longer stunned. And he got the second wind. Jesus Christ. What? Okay, captivating lights. He's immune to distraction. That's okay, I guess. We'll just start blasting him with electricity. Take your hit. Fairy dust him. Fairy dust him. Alright, we got him to half health this turn. Fairy dust him. Come over here, hit him with the strengthened and regeneration. What the hell are these guys? Just keep these guys out of the fight for a minute. Just try to poke them a whole bunch. He'll probably kill our hero, that's fine. My ballista tower is active. Enemy hero is probably a priority. Let's make sure this golem goes down. We're going to drop some mist here. Make it hard for our enemies. Okay, perfect. So we're going to be able to deal with the Golden Golem without distraction. 1, 2, 3, and a 1, 2, 3, and a 1, 2, 3. Perfect. We do need these units to get a little heal. I think my battlements are no longer on fire. So let's do an electrifying arc while you go hide in here. I'm going to zip you to the left because you could get a clutch shield bash at some moment. When's your jump off cooldown? 1 turn. Zap. They call me Zap the way I Brannigan. Okay, so he's over here in our faces. I think we would like to captivating lights him so that he's distracted. Let's also throw some fairy dust at him. He did resist that. Stepping back would be ideal. We'll move you over here and try to strengthen and heal. Now we can start lightning bolting him. Pow, pow, pow. Pow, pow, pow. And then ka-chow, ka-chow, ka-chow. Okay, so that's effectively the battle won, since all that remains are 2 support units, which, again, they're support units. So, like, they're not terrible, but they're not designed to win a battle on their own. Well, depending on the type of unit it is. Unless it's a summoner, and then it makes sense that it, like, wins a battle on its own, right? Because it summons the unit that does the work. But we're going to be able to just shoot these guys down from the battlements, which is a huge advantage. Should be fairly straightforward, because the battlements are no longer burning, which means we don't take damage from getting up into them. Turns out this little Fey guy was useful, just kind of was scary there for a minute. All right, 1 more shot, and then we can get the killing blow. Beautiful. We did lose a whole stack here, but I would say for knocking the enemy ruler out of commission, pretty worth it. Plus we got some of their materials. I'll take those. Speaking of making moves, let's clear this Mistwalker camp. Ooh, it's going to be a double. I forgot about that. That might incur some losses. Oh, we actually got away with it. Okay. I love it when I get away with a thing like that. So we got Godbreaker. It's a tier 4 heavy charge strike weapon. We'll take that. So now we need to charge towards lithium. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to nip into my territory for a quick heal. I'll try to charge down to lithium. Maybe we can get there in time and do some work. But Tuatha has been relieved of the siege. We do have a whole bunch of random units here. And our economy is stabilized again, so we're going to grab the Town Hall, Wizard's Auditorium, and we're going to keep making these really nice evokers that I have really enjoyed using. So now I'm going to be throwing the kitchen sink at Boltwing to the city of Bulwark to make him pay for attacking my capital like that. We'll go for the blacksmith. Honestly, that kind of felt like a desperation move for them to do that, which I like. I like that the AI has like a kind of diverse set of moves, for lack of a better word, that they can do. Okay, let me start summoning mistlings again. Although, do I have spells to cast? I should really cast a bunch of Amplify Minds, but I'm going to summon mistlings first. Right, so Celestial Haven can annex another province. It would be lovely. Ruined Mana Node. Feels bad, man. It would be really nice to get a 3rd quarry. Well, I should probably get a 2nd farm first. So let me get a 2nd farm first. Ton of stuff is boosted here. Let's get the shrine. Let's get the mana obelisk. We love mana. We never have enough mana. I do have a hero join offer. So let's see. A fortifying governor just makes defensive stuff better, which isn't bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not what I'm looking for. Prospecting is about gold. Specialist. I'm kind of more interested in the type of governor that they bring. Like a specialist governor is not bad. Let's shuffle. I do like the idea of an arcane governor. That's a lot of mana from conduits. He's also a shepherd and he's a warrior. Well, these are all not bad things. Let's see, I'm going to take the arcane governor because I like that. Yeah, I got a bunch of bodies I could sell. I'm not going to sell them just at the moment. There is a new rally. We could make use of this rally. I don't think we will. I don't like this, but I will channel mana to try to prevent this ritual because this ritual does make them a lot more powerful. We failed. That's okay. So a bunch of new Mistwalker camps will appear. We had just cleared these out, man. They appeared in all the bad places. 1, 2, 3 right by my empire. I'll need to come up with a strategy to deal with that. I think the strategy is just to rush down lithium. I'm not going to be able to siege it before autumn. So what I might need to do is to play a little bit safer than I thought and actually head home to protect our lands before we can gear up to be strong enough to take this on. That might be the play. All right, we've got a huge number of hero stacks here. So let's start moving in on the enemy with our stacks of doom. I'll summon another mistling over here. Let's see, Omnisphere. Do me a favor and get a quarry, which will boost a few buildings for us. So we'll get the stone walls, we'll get the monolith, the Grand Wharf, the ballista towers, and the armory. And that'll keep you busy for a while. We could go for a smith's guild. We have an agricultural governor, so it feels like more like we should go for a food-based build here. But I think we've completed all of our basic buildings in here, and now we have just guilds available. So we've built a broad base, a broad economic base that we can then look to migrate into a better position. I'm not sure which guild I want in here. Probably going to go with the mana guild because I just have so many channeling towers, or conduits rather. I'm going to go light on unit recruitment for a few turns so that we can build up a bit more mana income, because I'm constantly spending my mana by recruiting. I'm completely churning up all my mana income. All right, I'll charge up another mistling because I do want this full stack of mistlings. But aside from that, I'm going to calm down on the unit recruitment. All right, let's put Bulwark under siege, and we'll go for the default, just do damage to the walls, etc. I do need to look around for a Spelljammer in case they have one. I don't think they do, but I would love to get control of Bulwark. He does have a bunch of armies here. We'll see what Boltwing decides to do. We finished researching Astral Blood. We would like to Oh my god, I already finished this tome. Holy crap. That was fast. I guess our research really took off there. If I look through all the tomes, I mean, there's a couple of interesting tomes for us. In particular, the Tome of Glades. Not because we want the Entwined Protector, although this is a good summon if we need a shield unit. And if we want a summoned shield. More so, this Leaf Skin ability is super good on this particular map because it's just coated in forest. Like Forest Walk, Forest Camouflage, Accuracy, Crit Chance, Evasion. Aspect of the Root is quite good for our frontliners as well, if that's something we want to make sure that we're playing around. It gives them the ability to heal themselves, go into defense mode, and create an obscuring flora beneath them. Which, like, if you take something like the Mistling, who is a Fae, who gets the benefits of Clinging Mist, you could do some interesting things here. It would be quite expensive to maintain, but I do like the idea of Leaf Skin and the aspect of the root. The Sacred Meadow, good stability. We could also go back for the tome. I think there was like another tome that was good for defense. Yeah, the Tome of Abjuration, which would give us the ability to get mage armor, which just makes our battle mages better against physical damage. Plus we get access to the Glyph Tower, which gives stability. There's some really useful stuff in here. But mainly that mage armor would be great for buffing up our battle mages and making them harder to kill. And so similarly, another good option is the Tome of Warding, so that we get Staves of Warding and the Magical Wards ability for our race. I think I'm going to try out the Tome of Abjuration. Plus this will get me some Order Affinity, which is not bad. It'll take a while before anything actually comes of that, but like the Abjurer Pylon is good. Grace, Status Protection. We'll grab Mage Armor. You know, we could potentially grab some pretty useful things from the Order Tree. We may want to actually consider taking a full Order Tome and then going for Cosmic Affinity so that we get a lot more Order. I don't know. There's a lot of really... I like how open the decision space feels in this patch of the game. Like, I feel like I have a ton of options as a player to explore different strategies. Right, so we've got a high-risk battle here from Soren Boltwing. I believe an auto combat would be a devastating loss, but that is only 3 of our 5 stacks here that are in this fight. So if we can get even a medium loss, that's a lot better. So let's kind of do a bit of an army assessment here. Okay, so they've got blind. The heroes are definitely the big scary units here, plus the summons. Ooh, and he has cascading power. Cascading power is scary, so we are on a timer here, so we may want to consider being a little bit more aggressive than we would normally do in a battle. Normally it kind of suits us to sit back a little bit, but I may push forward to try to get ahead of cascading power, because cascading power is a permanent thing. Yeah, it just keeps going, and that could have devastating consequences for our battle plan. So I may have to get it up in their face. Let's fire blast them. Okay, we missed. That's okay. Do have a lot of summer fairies here, so plenty of healing available. This is like my B team army of just random units that doesn't really have a doctrine, that I was just kind of throwing at the enemy to see what stuck. So I'm not exactly expecting miracles out of this, but we can electrifying arc here on these towers and get some AoE damage on our enemies, which is great. I need you to hit some of these. Oh, thank you. You are my hero. Let's hit them with a fulmination in the middle of their stack. What kind of healer do they have? It's a steel shaper, so they don't have really good healing, which means like AoE fulminations are pretty decent. We're getting good AoE damage there. Summer Fairy. Come on. That is a transmuter. Let me stand here, deploy a summon on the wall, charge attack this, and then you try and get the kill, please. Okay. That's 3 of the towers down, which is a significant amount of the enemy combat power in terms of area of effect damage. We do need to still kill this tower, which would give me great joy to do. I will do an electrifying arc. Get up on those walls and blast this Summer Fairy. Kill this. Okay, perfect. And I don't really have like very scary melee units over here to bog these guys down, so I'll be able to get them out of there. Let's do a little rallying cry and a fortification. Let's get in there with a charge strike on this hero, and I'll space you guys out in defense modes. You're here defending. Okay, so a really good second turn. They don't seem to have much healing over here. Do I want to focus my catapults on the center, or do I want to try to kill some of these caltrops? That's an interesting question in of itself. I could target this section of the wall. You hit this hero here for a little bit of AoE damage. Perfect. And I'm wondering if I can just clip the side of their army. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to destroy some caltrops here, because these ones let me slip in with my melee units on the left side here, maybe. Alright, so let's see how they respond. We've whittled them down. We've whittled down about 1/6 of their on-paper combat power, according to the game. And I don't think we've lost any of our combat power. Now, they are going to start counterattacking, doing frozen and stuns and all these terrible things to us. But I do believe we have enough healing on this left side to survive, as long as nobody dies in a single turn. That's the key. Ooh. There's some big hits on these sides, which I don't like. Ouch. Big damage here. Ooh, don't like this at all. What the hell is this thing? An amplification pylon. Okay, let's get you over here. We want to do a blooming life. First, we're going to do a Fey blessing and a fairy dust. Blinded him. Perfect. Blooming life. We're going to hide you back here. Get you this. And another blooming life. Slightly worse problems on this side. I think triple lightning bolt is not bad. Let's fairy dust him first. If we can give him the distracted debuff, we will do a lot more damage. 1, 2, 3. Being able to flank is so good. Obscured by an obstacle, which doesn't feel that good. You will have to step forward 1. Fairy dust him. Ugh. I don't have a clean hit with this guy, so I'm going to do the channel lightning. Lightning bolts. Beautiful. That's 1 unit. We traded 1 for 1 on this side. How are we looking? Okay, we've lost a little bit of our combat power, but we're not dead yet. Let's come over here. We're going to throw a little heal on this guy. We're going to throw fairy dust on you. We'll drop a blooming life right here. You get up. Let's charge strike this fairy so he can't use his channel. He has to get out of melee. Can you trigger his retaliation attack for us? Excellent. I'm going to get you out of the zone. Give this guy a little heal. Throw a little dust at him. Pop another heal. Let's hit him with the fulminate. Can I get a 4-unit fulminate? No, it doesn't look like I can. I can get a big one here. Now, it looks like you might be able to do some work here if you run in. But also looks like it could go really badly if you ran in. We'll shoot this guy. I don't know, are you a combat summon? You are. Probably not worth it to like really shoot you down, but you're what's in range in this current position that we have. So we're just going to try and play defensive on this right side while we try to hit them harder elsewhere. We could do a slippery, but then you would be deep in the doo-doo. Wow, this guy just has 11 billion defense. Cleaving sweep. We'll take the attacks. Trade some damage back and forth. I don't like this amplification pylon being here because now he's getting that stacks of cascading power and the battle's really on a timer for us. I will say, having killed a bastion and a bunch of summons at the start of the battle is not a bad result. Alright, we lost a tier 1 spearman, which is fine. Those are kind of expendable units regardless. Damn, this guy hits hard. I guess it is a tier 3 shield unit. The hero's getting poked pretty hard. Jesus. Now that's a big damage hit. I'm wondering if you could throw fairy dust to distract him. 30 damage on a transmuter is big. Come on, give me the full 20. He grazed. 30 damage on the bastion. Let's do it. Slowly soften them up. Where's my chain lightning? Skadoosh, get that kill. What are we looking at? Right, we've killed 2, lost 3. I'm not sure where this healing is coming from over here on this side. Song of Revelry. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Well, we're not going to be able to chip down this right side. Right side? Yeah. So we may want to pull left to support the center. And those wind rages are hard to deal with. Oh, there's decent damage here with these fire blasts, actually, which could set up a kill, so I'll take it. You're not a combat summon. I do 3 damage per hit to them. Jesus. We have managed to get this halberdier down into pretty dangerous health territories. Let's make sure this guy doesn't get away for free. I reckon we're going to have a really, really, really bad time. We can maybe get a kill on this guy. Okay. So we're 3 for 3 on kills. Plus we killed a bunch of stuff. So I think I'm being more efficient with the tier of unit that I have. It's just that my army kind of sucks from a doctrine point of view. Because this is like a ragtag band that I threw at Bastion to distract. But honestly, getting these units killed might not be the worst thing, as it will free up space in my army and income for other units. Okay, he killed like 3 new units there. But if we go into spite mode, we might be able to get some kills back. Can't afford a chain lightning. I think I'll drop it here. The spearman is like my most likely next kill. I hate that he's obscured by an obstacle. That drives me crazy. Can you summon a unit right here so we can get a little bit of extra damage on him? Wow, he has like 8 bajillion defense. God. I need this kill really badly. Come on. Give it to me. There we go. Okay. Throw some dust at this guy. Blinded him. He's blinded. You're going to do a rallying cry for your team. You're trapped, so just defense mode, so they have to use an action to kill you. Make sure our hero is healthy because he's a source of a lot of healing buffs. Throw some fairy dust at this guy. Okay. We may be able to take out this hero, which would be cool. Throw some fairy dust at this hero. He failed. Like, he's pretty weak at this point. Next turn, we will have catapult access. Very bad turn. Very bad turn. Might even be a collapse of the army turn. I mean, it's a lot of AoE damage and stuns and crowd control. We gathered up for our buffs, but I think it's over. I should have had at least 6 stacks. If you're going to throw crap stacks at someone, have 6 of them. Don't have a round of 3 number. It's okay. We'll get a chance to rebuild our armies and have a doctrine that makes a little bit more sense. I'm trying to get as much healing in with my blooming lives as possible. Throw some pocket sand at this guy. You failed. Well, now you take 2 retaliation strikes, you fool. Alright, surely I can do something with this catapult. Charge strike. Maybe I can kill the Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger. Let's attack ground adjacent to them, since that's how we're going to get the most damage. Since attacking them directly actually does less damage. Wind Rangers, bro, how do they work? And a depressing, floppish end to the battle. Unless I can kill this hero, which is not impossible if enough units survive. Alright, we're taking a bit of damage. I think if our army doesn't rout this turn, we might be able to kill that enemy hero. Alright. The only thing not fleeing is my combat summon. Hit me with a fulminate and a charge attack. Oh, the spite is beautiful, my friends. That last minute spite attack. I'd call this a pretty awful failed battle. I mean, we did inflict some casualties upon our enemies, but the scale of casualties we took in exchange is pretty devastating. It really goes to show how important Dawnhusk's power is to making it so that we don't, suffer too much. Ooh. Oh, I don't have enough mana. I could have got one last kill here. Sometimes all you have is spite. Rip. Okay, we lost a lot in that battle. It's okay. I don't think there's even a point in fighting this battle. I'm just going to auto-resolve it. We might get a kill or two. Who knows? Yeah, nothing. That's fine. So it might take us longer than we had planned to clear all this stuff out. But that's not the end of the world. Sometimes things just take longer than anticipated. Celestial Haven doesn't actually have a governor at the moment. I think it's because a bunch of governors just died over in Bulwark. Feels bad, man. Good news is we have a really strong economy, so we can start mass recruiting things. So I would like to make sure I have them. Oh yeah, I would definitely want to cast Astral Blood. I definitely want to recruit, do Amplify Minds on my cities. But I would love to, summon a Nymph. Revitalize is an insanely good AoE heal ability. If you can get the Nymph to champion level, the Revitalize actually gives an extra 2 regen. So I think it would be cool to start summoning Nymphs, although I do want my Astral Blood. So we need to start recruiting units. And I think recruiting a few Evokers here. I think Evokers are currently the most efficient unit that we can recruit in terms of fighting our enemies. Just based on the resources that we're spending on them. They are probably better with the assistance of some support units, but there's only so much we can do. We will need to recruit some new heroes. Celestial Haven, what were you producing again? Templar Fertility is pretty useful. Let's grab the bathhouse to improve happiness in here. Primo Nebula can annex another province. I think I'll just grab a forester here. I don't care that it's occupied. Let's have a look and see if we can find some good governors here. So we've got a warlock and a ranger. I don't really like recruiting off-race heroes, even if there is an upside. I prefer having my own ones. A recruiting governor isn't bad. Just a lot of draft. He's a battle saint. I don't know if that is interesting to me. The Trollkin governor is nice because it lets you do a lot of forester stuff. So I think I'll grab this warlock. Let's have a look at her abilities. Oh, that's a berserker. Warlock. All right, let's reset her skills. We are going to give her the logistics training for cheaper maintenance of units. We're going to give her initiate and adept of nature, because I like giving lots of extra hit points to my units. So we could go for a Hex Pact, which targets a specific enemy unit to hurt them by giving them misfortune, sundered resistance, and sundered defense. I kind of like the Hex Pact. The Blood Pact is nice, but, well, the nice thing about the Blood Pact is that your target does get life steal and resurgence. Siphon Blessing is fun. So if we went Hex Pact, we could then go into Withering Magic and Siphon Blessing, so we could slurp all the positive status effects off our enemies. Ooh, being able to inflict Disrupted on an enemy. So I'm going to go for Hex Pact, and I want to get down to Empowered Pacts and Infectious Affliction as soon as possible. So I reckon we will go for Withering Magic to to inflict status vulnerability, and we're going to go for Siphon Blessing. Then we'll hit Sundering Magic, so we sunder resistance, as well as get resistance ourselves. We'll grab Empowered Pacts so that we can disrupt people with the Hex Pact, and then we'll take Infectious Affliction. We could take Ritualized Focus, But I do like the idea of crippling the morale of the target. Ooh, attacks and debuff abilities against the target of Hex Pact always hit. Okay, that's actually really good. So we'll go for that. All right, I'm going to switch the governor of Primo Nebula to the new Trollkin governor that we got. And then Presido can get my Arcane governor, as we plan to build a lot of mana out there. A bunch of my heroes were captured, not much I can do about it. Unfortunate situation. So a full stack of tier 3 units is about 2,000 combat power, or about 1,200 combat power, not 2,000, sorry. And let's go ahead and... a couple of transmuters should be an easy auto combat in my opinion. Fairly straightforward. We got the Ankh of the Phoenix and some resources. Excellent. We'll make our way, get ready to clear the next Mistwalker camp. Omnisphere has produced another mana building, and it can annex another province. We could go underground. We definitely want the Farmers Guild here. I think that was a decision we had made. So I'll grab another fishing province. Oh, the higher my affinity is, the faster this cools down. I understand this now, because I was wondering, how do I get this to, can I speed this up? I see. So if I were to take Cosmic Affinity, this would cool down a lot faster. If I were to take Focused Affinity, these other rights, wait, this is repeatable? Magic material repeatable? Oh my god. I could do this every 4 turns if I took Focused Affinity. Dude. I think I want to go for more of a Cosmic Affinity. What other rights are there? Oh, the rights are triangular. Dude. I think we want Astral Absorption. The ability to cast extra spells in combat could be big. I'm going to go for Transformative Expertise. Food Resource Nodes grant knowledge. Or Coast, River, and Water. Ooh. Man, some of these choices are hard. Instantly gain 10 knowledge and mana for each population in your Empire cities. Oh my god, that's insane! Your cities gain draft equal to 25% of their food income. That is ridiculously good too. We can hire more heroes. I think we'll chill on hiring more heroes for now. I think Lobelia Greyfang was sent to the Astral Void. As long as her throne doesn't get sieged down, it's fine. They are coming from for the Primo Nebula, and it doesn't have that much in the way of defense, so it'll only be able to hold a couple of turns, so we will need to get over here. Alright, let's auto-combat these guys. We'll clear them out. Easy. In Presido, I think we do want to keep the Hungering Maw, because we're actually getting a lot of mana from the Hungering Maw, because it's converting food into mana, so I don't think there's a reason we should get rid of it. So we'll keep the Hungering Maw for now. I love the graphics on that, by the way. It's a disgusting and beautiful tile improvement. Okay, we're going to start spamming our conduits over here. So we'll start with the Glyph Tower, because it gives lots of stability in city health. Then we'll build the Astral Manolith and the Channeling Tower, as well as the Resonance Fields. I would like to capture this province to put a thing on it. I'll dismantle this. Maybe I'll get to build it sooner. Now, it does suck that we're going to lose the Carnival of Flesh, but mostly it just gives you draft and food. The Bountiful Fields over here is quite nice. We may eventually get rid of it. I'm going to move this portal to be inside the city's location. Wow, okay. Right there. This should, in theory, make it more easily defendable. I don't know if I want to spend 500 mana on a Breached Arcanum restoration just yet, but it is something that we can look into later. Okay, we got the Wizard's Auditorium in our capital. We would love the Templar Fertility. The extra draft would be fantastic as well. We would also want the Armorer so that we could get the Armory so that we could recruit faster. I think that's one of our biggest issues right now, is we just actually don't recruit units fast enough. Celestial Haven can annex another location. Let's get another quarry to speed up production. My ruler has leveled up. It's been a while since I've seen him level, I feel. Ooh, giving True Strike on Protective Wild Growth. Actually, I didn't see this. That's really good. So we will do that. An Industrious Governor Ranger is cool. I'm a big fan of the Agricultural Governor for the build that we're kind of going for. So I think we'll take this Warrior, even if Warrior isn't like the strongest class. Let's reset his skills. I'm going to take Defensive Formation so that all my units have 10% more effective HP. Then I'll go for cheaper unit maintenance faster healing and extra HP and status resistance. And then if I go Initiate of Nature twice, the units inside his army will have a lot of health. And I want to get all the way down to Resurgence here, and I want this guy to be a Knight type, I think. So we'll make our way down to Reckless Rage and Berserker's Rage. We'll eventually get you... Oh, Goldbreaker, or Godbreaker. Perfect, you can equip that. We lost a bunch of that equipment that we made, which feels bad, man. We finished casting or researching Mage Armor, so we definitely want to get that casting. Blossom of Life is a nice regen. Ooh, City Wards is good too, because it's a spell that gives you stability, fortification health, as well as allegiance if it's a free city. So let's grab City Wards. That's a spell I quite like. We'll finish casting Astral Blood. So whenever I cast a spell, my Mysterious Fomorians are going to get critical hit chance, which is great. Then we want Lightning Torrent. No, sorry. We want Mage Armor. It's going to make our mages quite a bit tankier. So we'll go ahead and cast that. +2 physical defense is great. I would love to summon a Nymph, so I'll start working on summoning a Nymph. I believe I also did have a Breached Arcanum that I would potentially like to restore. I have 500 mana. Let's restore it. There we go. Now it's a Shrouded Arcanum giving us full benefits. I love how this thing looks. It's like floating crystals. It kind of, you know, weirdly, it reminds me of some of the zones in World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King. Just weird. Like, just kind of has, this one in particular just has that vibe. I love how broad a brush they paint with in this game's lore and universe, that you can kind of like apply anything you want to it. I would like to go do this quest. Mostly out of sheer morbid curiosity. I'll send this stack back to defend. I don't know if we have 3 strong enough stacks of units to take on this yet. Maybe with a couple of summons we could. We've got the Temple of Fertility in the capital. That's great. We've got the Great Wharf, Ballista Towers, Evokers. You know, the Marvelous is leveled up. He can get another level. Ooh, Master of Astral. I think we would like to save up for Master of Nature. So, yeah, I don't care about Champion of Perseverance. I think a little bit discount on your units is worth it. 20% upkeep is nice. Yeah, we can't really do much to protect Primo Nebula at the moment. It's just a little bit too far out. It could be good for us to get teleporters, though. Yeah, I'm going to research teleporters, and I'm going to make roads cost less movement. I think we just need map mobility, and I think that was, honestly, I've waited too long to get those. I should have had them way earlier. All right, let's go touch the gate. Is this like an explore action? Oh, it is. Okay. So the fourfold enigma. Approaching the shrouded gate, a curious yet determined moon guardian steps up to halt your entry. With unblinking eyes, the moon guardian spontaneously orates aloud. Passage through is barred to all but who know the answer here too. Born in bloom, I warm the sky, I crimson fade as death drifts by. I sleep beneath a quilt of white, then rise again in lush delight. What am I? So born in bloom, I warm the sky, I crimson fade as death drifts by. I sleep beneath a quilt of white, then rise again. I feel like this is like grass. I don't know if I'm crazy here. Oh, it is the changing seasons. Answer this query by summoning the spirit of the seasons. We could just spend mana and clear it. Yeah! Let's clear it without a fight. We will bind the portal and then enter a reclaimed Collegium. Entering beyond the Icarus Veil of the Shrouded Gate, a still and opaque domain appears, one reeking of mildew and decayed aspirations. All about your troops, the ruined vestiges of a once vast institute of learning peeks out from under the stranglehold of an all-encompassing overgrowth. A quick survey of the ruins reveals ample evidence this haunted place was long ago abandoned in what must have been an anguished scramble. Bounteous be the Fey Arcana. Ooh. So is this like a bigger than average one? Oh, I think it is. Oh, I don't even know if you can annex this. Oh, you can. Okay, for sure. Okay, this is super interesting. There's like little loot piles here and everything. Should I send through more than one unit? I don't actually know if I should. You know what? These are the ruler's armies. We're going to keep them together. Okay, we're chilling in the capital. Bro, he like flipped this city in a single turn. That's okay. All right, I have 3 stacks of 6 units. I think I can go and fight again. Queue up a few more evokers. Illumar, the berserker, leveled up. His skills are all weird. Let me reset this real quick. We'll grab resurgence on him so that he won't auto die, so we can afford to lose him in battle. Basically, is that the point there? I will grab defensive formation so his units are harder to kill. A ring of golden Primal wolves just appeared over here. Lobelia Greyfang could be defeated here if I don't come over and help. Well, that's a real problem. I could possibly get there in time. It would be really bad if she was defeated. It would make this take a lot longer and be a lot harder. So I guess we're going out to help her. Change of plans, fellas. New orders. We gotta go save Lobelia. Celestial Haven can annex another location. Let's grab ourselves a farm. We'll build a Masonic Hall so that we can build buildings faster, and then we'll come back around and continue to develop the city. All right, let me remove this unit. I'm trying to remove units that don't fit with my army doctrine. I'm trying to build army stacks that make sense. Let's put a nymph in your army. These armies make sense to me, so let's go recapture Primo Nebula. We want to move together as a united front. Turns out we didn't actually need these units, so I'm gonna disband some of these old kind of like out of doctrine units that we probably won't make use of. See, Tuatha has produced its armory. Let's take a peek at what else it could build. Ooh, a nature bolstering matrix could be pretty good. Stone walls would let the city take longer to siege. So I'll quickly grab stone walls. Did I never build a guild in here? Didn't I build the Wizards Guild? Am I crazy? Yeah, I did. Can I build a second guild? Interesting. Be nice to get a Farmers Guild, actually. I'll come back to the city next turn. Omnisphere produced an armory, which means it's recruiting faster. I would love to start building all of these things. We definitely want our teleporter. So I'll put the teleporter here. Then we can start building our array of channeling towers and things. So the Astral Monolith wants to be pretty central, so I'll put it right there. Then the Glyph Tower wants to be central, so I'll put it right there. I'll put the channeling tower adjacent to both of them. The Feywater Pond can go right here, and I'll convert you to a forester. The resonance fields can go here, and then the Spelljammer will probably go up over here or something. So yeah, we'll just go full conduit so we can start channeling ridiculous amounts of magic. Yeah, let's start summoning just a ton of creatures, spending our mana on that. That is what we are good at. All right, moving our armies closer. They'll be able to reach next turn, I think. Hambinger has bound a Gold Wonder. You nutjob. I don't know why you're doing that. They managed to build walls in Primo Nebula. Let's start the siege. I'll just construct some basic siege projects. We want to get ourselves in position. Like so. We finished researching city wards. We would like to cast those as well. Tuatha built stone walls, which is excellent. I think there's a few things we want to get out of the way. Like, let's grab the wizard crypts. Let's grab the prison cells. We'll grab the fishmonger just to clear out some of these things. Keep recruiting evokers. The city has grown. I guess we want to make sure we get these kind of provinces adjacent to all this stuff so that we can put down like a glyph tower over here. That'll keep us busy. Research time. Abjure Violence is pretty good. Restore the Land is okay. I do want Amplifying Imbuement. This is going to be a big power spike for all of our magic units, so let's grab it. That's the AoE Lightning Chain on attack ability. All right, let's get our ruler into Wool's End. And the rest of our armies in here so that we can provide assistive defense. It's one turn before autumn. I'm pretty sure we will annihilate this person without issue. So I'm just going to auto-resolve it, and I'll see if it requires like human intervention. I think I'm going to retry this to try and keep my units alive. Well, the healing spires are super useful. Soulbound. Okay, souls are increased from killing you. Who can hold the front? We do have a living fog over here. Let's get our summoners up on the battlements, ready to shoot our enemies. And make sure these mistlings get their bond. This bond will hopefully help keep them alive, alongside the healing spires. That I have control of, actually. I have control of the healing spires, which is very useful. You might be the best candidate to sit in this front spot, actually. Go ahead and drop a protective wild growth here. And then we'll wait a turn. A bunch of positive effects happening. Love it. So our goal, I don't care about our allies losing units. Our goal is to try to get through without losing any of our units. Right, they got a freeze off. Impressive White Witch. It's like a spider. Oh, because they've got the spiderling transformation. Oh, that's kind of freaky. I don't like it. So we should get around to healing here. Let's hit these guys with the summoned gale. What is it called again? Champion blinding gale. We've got a couple of low-ish tier arcanists. Make sure we just blast these guys as much as possible. I should have done budding strength first. It's okay. I'll do it now. Boom, boom, boom. I would like you to give this guy an extra action who can finish this guy. Then I want you to create a blocker unit in front of you who will step to the side and act as a defense unit. Throw caltrops onto this guy to be annoying. Shield wall. One of my characters got frozen over here, which is unlucky. No one really needs any healing at the moment. I could just top you up, which I guess I will. You deal damage, inflicting a random negative status effect. Okay. Let's throw some fairy dust. Okay, blind. Throw another fairy dust. Distracted. Perfect. So we could Misty Strike for 15-11, or we could Fey Trick for 14-11. I'll go for the 14-11. 14-11. And then let's blast. And blast. You get a 65% chance. Unlucky. I reckon we hit him with some chain lightning in the back line here. Be nice to kill that onager. Yeah, I don't think we need to heal anyone. I will just heal this front guy to give him the bolstered resistance, I think. And then we'll kind of see how it goes. Right, let's go to the next turn. Okay, he cast Sleep of Oblivion on one of my units, which pissed me off because it insta-gibbed them. Target unit dies. After 2 turns, they come back with life with 75% and inflicted with insanity. Okay, so we'll have to figure out a way to get rid of the insanity. Also, this mage over here is taking a little bit more damage than I would like. Oh, Lobelia, don't get killed. Come on. All right, let's heal Lobelia. Keep her from dying. I don't want you to die either. Don't really have the most amazing spells to assist. A lightning bolt the catapult to get its health down. This will also allow me to summon astral summons. Shoot this guy, you get around behind him, cancel his defense mode, summon an astral unit, punch him, shoot him. I want you to summon an astral. Well, you should go here and summon an astral. Maybe we can kill this battle mage. Come on. Boom. You guys get in and around to be annoying, throwing your little fey trickeries around. There it is. Okay. Killed him. Beautiful. Polymorph. I suppose we could throw a polymorph at this spider. 43% chance. He resisted. Okay, no problem. We'll just start blasting. If we can get the kill, fantastic. If we can't, it's okay. We did so much damage in a single round that it is significant. We won't be able to get the kill with the Entwined Protector, but we can get really, really close. That's the end of that. So it's Lobelia Greyfang's move now. Hopefully she does some good stuff. Don't know why there's a Druid of the Fang out there. Well, not doing too bad. Not the best. Alright, it's Arachna's turn. I expect Lobelia to die. A weird angel fae. Oh, rip their Druid of the Cycle. I guess Lobelia doesn't have to die this round. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hopefully she has Resurgence. If she doesn't, that's a wrap for Lobelia. If we lose this battle, she loses her entire game. But I don't think we're going to lose the battle. I think the current performance level is showing us in a very good light. So unfortunately, you do have Insanity for a turn. That's fine. I'm going to start moving you over to the left. Can you Fey Blessing someone? You can Fey Blessing this person. Throw some Fairy Dust. Let's slowed them. Throw another Fairy Dust. Now he's blind. Can you throw a little Blessing at this guy? And can you throw a little Blessing at this guy? Perfect. Can we shoot this guy with both of you? I'm going to start moving this battle to the left if we can. Me when I think about billionaires. Hold on. Let's take out this catapult so it can't take another shot. Misty Strike 15-12 versus 15-11 with a negative status effect. I think we'll go for the negative status effect. That's fine. Charge Strike. We've done our charge strikes here, so now we need to concentrate on the front portion of the battle. Let's do a Blinding Gale. I think we can get a really big Blinding Gale over here as well. We might not get the blinds, but still. It would be nice to get a distraction on him, so I'm going to try to hit him with Fairy Dust. Perfect. He's distracted, which means extra damage, which should, in theory, mean certain death. Let's do a little rejuvenate. Got some healing spires we can use. Keep our units nice and topped up. Even healing our healing spires. Yo dog. Perfect. We could chain lightning. This would kill the decaying zombie here, which I think is a useful ability. So we'll chain lightning there. We'll get all those nice fortune stacks. I really should use that at the start of a turn, not at the end of a turn. It's a little bit silly of me. They're doing a little bit of damage. They haven't really killed anything that I care about. You didn't have to join this battle, Lobelia. I was going to fight it myself. So I'm going to do a Misty Strike and teleport away. That way I can get a charge strike in here. Okay, your budding strength is still on cooldown, unfortunately. You can get a really big hit on this dude, though. You're less likely to get a good hit, but that's okay. Go ahead and give this Autumn Fairy a second action so they can blast. And we'll kind of move sideways. Summon another Entwined Protector. Charge up. Throw some Caltrops. Yeah, just heal. Make sure these heroes don't take too much damage. Is there anyone actually wounded that I could heal up? You're a little hurt. Yeah, there's not really much healing, so we'll just throw out spells just for the sake of it. Slam this guy. Why don't you guys Fey Trick him? Beautiful. I really should be Chain Lightning at the start of my turns. Let's Chain Lightning here. We'll finish off another one of those zombies. Charge Strike him. Yes, perfect. I think that is the battle basically over. We just need to defeat these guys. Amazingly, the left side fell faster. I guess that's where like a lot of the zombies were, where they collapsed. Give this guy a little face strike. Can you step here and shoot him? Beautiful. That's a wrap on him. Can you zip over here and face strike this guy? Excellent. What have we even got left here? Got this rock titan. Come over here, shoot this. Give him the zaps. Call me Zaps Mackenzie. That's all we can do for this turn. Over here on this side, yeah, we're kind of just out of range of the battle here. A little bit unfortunate. I can Chain Lightning to kill this guy, which is beautiful. Enemies are basically fleeing, which is exactly what we want to be seeing. Right, so this guy's fleeing. This guy's fleeing. Their morale should be just absolutely diabolically low. Right, this guy's fleeing, this guy's fleeing, this guy's fleeing. Great. These guys are not fleeing. They still have a little bit of morale left. So we'll need to do something about that. Oh, the enemy's fleeing. Okay, never mind. So we saved Lobelia. For a given value of saved, we saved her. And by that I mean she hasn't been defeated, but she did get killed. We would like to get over here to save Deep Dwell for Lobelia if we could as well. Of course, we can't be everywhere, but we can help. And I think it would be good if we tried to help our allies. One more turn until this city is ready to be sieged. Okay, perfect. We can summon a nymph in the capital. Let's get a nymph. And the Mistling. I do like the Mistling summoner combo. It actually feels really good. So I'll get a summoner to go with that Mistling. And I will summon some sprites as well. So Presido can grow. I'll build a thingy here. What is that? I don't even know what kind of terrain that is. It looks terrifying. I would like to produce a Feywater pond here. Perfect. I also want the teleporter, so I'll queue that up. I'm slowly getting my infrastructure up to the point where we won't have to worry about things. Hambinger has Heirloom under siege, actually, I just realized, which may mean he has defeated Soren Boltwing right as it was about to switch to his season. That is huge. Great work. Okay, we're under attack outside our siege. It looks like the independent army decided to fight us. This independent army should actually be a lot weaker now that it is in the hands of an independent. Good job, Hambinger. Losing a single evoker for this battle, I think, is completely acceptable in the interest of just saving a little bit of time. I am going to accept that. Evokers are relatively cheap. It wasn't a particularly high level one. So we're going to go ahead and take control of Primo Nebula. Ooh, I could gain Astral Affinity. I'll grab Astral Aura from him. I am going to try to prevent the ritual. I have succeeded a few times. It's likely to fail. Yeah, it's fine. We have the mana to spend on preventing it, so I'm okay with this. Yeah, a bunch of new Mistwalker camps. Of course there are. Right, so Soren Boltwing is dead. There remains only one more enemy for us to take on. Right, Primo Nebula. We're going to absorb this city, hopefully for the last time. I'll summon a sprite in my capital. I want at least one morning sprite. And then this is a pretty good stack, right? We've got a nymph who's going to provide Well, what actually abilities do you have as a nymph? So you got Blight Blast, so you have a pretty decent attack. You've got Fey Blessing, Fairy Dust, these all come with you. You've got Revitalize, which is an AoE regeneration and debuff cleanse. Then you've got Seduce, allows you to dominate. These are all pretty good. Okay, yeah, no, you're not a bad unit. It's a pretty decent support unit. We'll start moving it out to the front line. Once we have a couple more stacks of a similar stature, let's make another nymph. Celestial Haven has completed its constructions. I do think we eventually want to build all these, but we would like to develop the cities a little bit more before we do that. I think it could be good for us to make it a tier 3. It also can grow. We would like a third forester because this will boost the estate hall. Then I think we want the blacksmith for drafting and the armory for drafting units. And then we can start thinking about advancing the city a little bit more in terms of SPIs and stuff. Tuatha is no longer recruiting anything. Let's go ahead and start recruiting evokers. These are my favorite units in the current list of units that are available to me. I would like to go liberate Deep Dwell, but first let's clear off this set of Entwined Scourge and Druids of the Cycle. There we go, cleared them out. We've liberated Deep Dwell. So now I'd like to go hit Lithium if we could. Oh, we could hit their hero stack here. I am super on board with this plan. Let's hit them. We're mostly full health, highly experienced units. Let's auto-combat this. No losses. An Arcanist is a completely acceptable loss. I can just summon a fairy to replace that. Couple of cool items. Excellent. Omnisphere can annex another province. Let's start going underground. Build a farm down there. Haven't had a chance to really explore the underground. I don't have the money to recruit another hero. But the nice thing about the autumn is that units take more lightning damage, and the vast majority of my damage is lightning. We can summon a nymph. Let's go ahead and summon one of those in the capital. We're also going to want to summon a sprite, although we do also need to cast Amplifying Imbuement so that we can get that extra damage. So I'm going to start casting that right now. I do need to be careful about how much mana I'm spending. I am burning through my mana relatively quickly here. Why can't I build a Mages Guild here? Do you have a guild? A Merchant's Guild. Well, let's dismantle that. Then we'll get the Mages Guild next turn because we care more about mana than gold. All right, we're moving in towards Lithium and Aldnest. Amplifying Imbuement has been finished researching. We could get the Abjurer Pylon. It's a little bit late into the game. Curse Reversal does feel like it has like a long-term usability because it does clear all the negative status effects and then inverts them. So like if you have -5 weakened, it turns it into 5 +5 strengthened, which is, I think that seems more relevant throughout the game than some of the other early tier spells. So I'd be more likely to take that over something else. Being able to reverse debuffs is kind of always useful. Let's get to work on the estate hall. Am I crazy? Why is it showing me guilds when I can't build them? I've already built a guild. Okay, we're under assault by Arachna herself. Inside her territory where she will have stronger combat summoning. I expect to lose an auto combat here, but I do want to see what the result is before I commit to a decision. Yeah, we lost pretty badly, but that's not how it has to be. So we do have a fantastic wind barrier ability. That's something to keep in mind. We have a ton of really, really good support abilities. Let's move to the right with our mistlings. And then let's see if we can get these bonds going. Having our magic origin mistlings being buffed up and protected is really useful. I'll get Mio to conjure a spirit who I'll send forward aggressively. The bloom and life of the summon fairies, or the summer fairies, is very, very useful. We should absolutely group up to make advantage of that. Let's also do some protective wild growth. Start terraforming the battle to be in our favor. Alright, so they're buffing each other up. They do have an elephant, which is scary. I'm going to try to play more to this side of the battle than this side, although this side does look a little bit weaker, although that's where Arachna is herself. She doesn't have that much health. That's one thing to keep in mind. I'm wondering if we chain lightning her enough, would she just straight up die? An amplification pylon could be really useful here. 50% extra damage is not completely worthless. I'll summon it right there. Let's run you forward. What can you hit? Yeah, freeze that doggo. Now, let's think about preemptive blooming life. I think dropping some isn't the worst thing that you can do. Let's get up to here, throw some Fey tricks. Don't need them to do a lot of damage. this early into the battle. It's mostly just about antagonizing the enemy. Mistlings are quite hard to pin down. And next turn we'll summon a bunch of astral dudes. Summon an entwined protector here who I'm going to charge forward with to try to distract the enemy. Are you in evocation range? You are not in evocation range. That's okay. Keep moving left and forward. Alright, defense mode it up. Let's see what our enemies do. Looks like they did Mental Mark, which stunted our resistance and made us easier to hit. That's okay. She did like a affliction thing. Oh, she has the chaining affliction because she's a warlock. That hurts, but we do have ways to deal with this. A bunch of their units got distracted by my summon, which is exactly what we wanted. Okay, so let's think about our battle position here. We have the ability to get a pretty big blind off on a bunch of units. So Fey Blessing gives Clinging Mist. I'm going to throw some Fairy Dust here, and then I'll do the Budding Strength. We can kill this Butcher Ogre almost certainly. 63 damage on the Butcher Ogre. Plus, we can drop a fat AoE. Let's drop it. I'm wondering if I should Chain Lightning here. I'll Chain Lightning Arachna herself. And I'm going to remove all the negative effects on these guys with the Summer Fairy. Beautiful. Let's use our Fey Trickery to our advantage to fall back our front lines. We'll summon a couple of Astral Duders. Oh yeah, we definitely need to kill this because he's going to cause zone of control issues. Try to clog up the front line with random ass summon units. Try to make use of Fey Blessing where we can to clear off negative status effects and stuff. Or at the very least inflict positive ones. Let's give you another action. 57 damage is kind of insane. So drop 57 damage on that ogre. Then I'm going to get you to drop an AoE attack here. Beautiful. That's another ogre down. First turn of real combat. We've already seen significant losses for our enemies. I need you to get up and get into the fray and distract. My amplification pylon, I'll just shoot this charge unit. Oh yeah. Get that nice arcing thing. Throw a Fairy Dust at this lad. Zap him. Hit him with the zaps. Hit him with the zaps. Now you can do a Withering Blizzard, or you could freeze this guy. I think freezing him and preventing him from acting is more useful. You can take a shot, and so you shall. I think that is all my units having acted. So pretty good result in the battle so far. We've killed 2 of the units, we've damaged Arachna, and we've managed to cleanse most of the debuffs that our enemies have dropped on us. Let's do another AoE cleanse using our ruler. A bunch of negative status effects have been removed. Cleanse is so useful. Being able to cleanse off a negative status effect is so damn useful. I mean, I think we're taking a little bit of damage, but they're not really doing anything that I would consider to be scary yet. I think there is some negative morale happening to some of our units, so we do need to watch out. And I think there's a lot of danger down here in the bottom right corner of the map. So I might have to look into a way to save some of these units and protect them. I don't mind losing a unit or 2 in this battle, because I am taking on an enemy ruler stack. Let's see. Chain Lightning here would clear out one of the enemy units and do big damage. So let's Chain Lightning right there. That gets us a bunch of fortune enhancements. Charge Strike Lobelia, or not Lobelia, Arachna, sorry. Everyone's Lobelia if you want them to be. Charge Strike this guy. Make a little Misty Strike to disappear. Misty Strike this guy to disappear as well. He needs to be dealt with for sure. We need to clear out this knight because he is zone controlling this autumn fairy. See if there's anything we can do. Bless you and give you static charge. So you'll do more damage. There we go. Big hits. Come on, 50% chance to hit. There we go. We've already weakened him significantly. You can teleport and rebuke. Let's teleport out of there. Give this guy a little heal to keep him nice and healthy. This Entwined Protector is an annoying development here. Fire Blast this guy. You're unfortunately immobilized. I don't think you can escape. This elephant should be very killable. Me, when I'm playing Age of Empires, losing 3 villagers to an elephant. Take your hits. back up, take your shot. 10% chance to hit. We just need a couple of grazes, and then we're good. That's all I need is grazes on him, and he's dead. You're unfortunately zone of controlled. Why don't you fairy dust him, and then go into defense mode. You defense mode as well. I think that's all of my units acted. So we should get a bunch of positive status effects, and we'll see what our enemies pull out next turn. AoE damage. We definitely need to try to take out Arachna next turn if we can. Oh man, they have a spring fairy. Ooh, your morale has been completely obliterated. That's okay. It's unfortunate because I do want to keep that spring fairy in the battle, but that's okay as well. We'll make it work. So we still haven't lost a unit. We are getting close to potentially losing some. I think it would be good if we tried to take out their ruler here, so I'm going to chain lightning her. Then I'll get a couple of charge strikes on her back. Pow. Why don't you run up and Misty strike this guy or whatever it's called. Do a little Fey trickery. And we should be able to blast Lobelia. Oh man, I think we got a critical hit and murked her. Beautiful. You're in deep, but it doesn't matter because you're a summon. So like your death is of no consequence. You could strike this guy and teleport away. You can get AoE blind. Need to get you out of that fight. Hit you with a little bit of healing. Can do a big blizzard tornado. There we go. You're a little bit vulnerable, which I don't love that you could potentially die here. I think hitting the elephant with the chain lightning is the right move. Then killing the elephant. We're addressing the elephant in the room. Oh, I should have entwined Protector over here to save him, because I could have healed him with that. Just wasn't thinking. You know, we might be able to save you. It's unlikely. Anything is possible with portals. Alright, shoot this guy. Bap, bap. Let's get a little heal on this tile. I know our healing isn't like super good because we are decaying. That's a fine. Alright, a bunch of our summons should have expired just now. The enemy is fleeing. Yeah, they're getting some shots off of us. I don't think they can really stop us. I don't think they have the sauce. Alright, let's kill this wyvern because he has a couple of my units in Zoc. Fey trick him in the butt, and then we'll do a blinding gale. You'll hit us with a blooming life, getting rid of all of our negative status effects. I would like to hit us with another blooming life over here, ideally. Get this guy healing up a little bit. You're fleeing, but it is good to kill fleeing units, as they cannot be used against you in a court of law. Right, give this guy a little heal. And then a budding strength, I guess. Step back a single tile, shoot this guy twice. Back and shoot. Okay. So, Kian the Cloudy, or whatever his name is. Kian the Bloody. Oh, that was a mistranslation. Let's get you to act again. Small chance to do this. Okay, not successful. Chain lightning. Oh, that was beautiful. Okay, I think that's all we can really achieve. Okay, the only thing that's left really is this hero to kill. Come around the back, hit him with a Fey trickery in the butt. We do have a corrupt soul. He's not a hero summon. You are a little bit hurt. Yeah, the only thing we need to deal with is this corrupt soul. So let's hit him with some misty strikes from behind, as we are good at that. Did I lose one of my little guys? No, I can't find him. Oh, there he is. Fey guile him. Summon a dude behind him to charge strike him. Then shoot him. Hit him with the gale. Even if it hits our own units, we don't care. And we completed the battle. Perfect. So it's from a devastating loss to 0 losses. I call that a win. 180 mana, 50 food. We're going to need to catnap our armies a little bit soon. But let's just try to get through her territory before we do anything like that. We will cast Amplifying Imbuement, so now all of our units will do extra damage and have bouncing damage. Really, really powerful. I think I've over-recruited. I wouldn't say, well, I haven't over-recruited, but I don't think I need to recruit anymore. That's probably a more accurate statement. Celestial Haven produced Estate Hall, Presido. We really wanted a Mages Guild in here, so we're going to start the construction of that. Now the Feywater Pond, I think, likes adjacent foresters, so we'll put some foresters next to that. Plus we'll build the Fey Woods here. so that we can benefit even more from that. So there'll be a ton of mana coming through here. I could, in theory, afford a new hero, but it's not what I'm looking to do. Okay. Tuatha produced an estate hall. I would like the resonance fields. We don't have a location to put it just yet. Let's grab the Arcane Institute and the Academy for that extra research. Now, where's my leader stack? Okay, we want to go put Lithium under siege. I'll summon a sprite. Oh, there's a Spelljammer there, never mind. Oh, that's a problem, actually, because I won't be able to catnap inside Lithium's territory. The Spelljammer is somewhere I can't see. Celestial Haven has grown. I think it is time to start getting things like research posts and conduits, so we can start building the more advanced version of buildings. My ruler has leveled up. I think Defensive Formation is a great spell. It scales really nicely, in my opinion. I think I heard an ally city be put under siege, but I can't tell where or which city it is. They are counterattacking. They have a Spelljammer on their side. I'm hoping that this auto combat comes out for me, because I just like, ugh. I just got done fighting quite a long, complicated battle with this army. Hoping the fact that it's a free city means it'll be a free win. Yes. Okay, perfect. So we'll be able to capture Lithium. Fastest way to get it under our control is to migrate, so we will migrate it. I'm wondering if I can cast Catnap in a city that I have finished conquering. No, it's still blocked by a Spelljammer, so we'll have to chill here for a couple of turns. Hambinger's bound another Gold Ancient Wonder, it seems, or just redid the same one. Primo Nebula is ours. We should be able to get an expanded governance in the not too distant future. Okay, so there's Curse Reversal. We should be able to pick a new tome. We have access to tier 4 Astral Tomes. So let's have a look here. We've got the Tome of Astral Convergence. Cascading Power is ridiculously powerful, especially if you can draw out a combat to be quite long. Astral Attunement would make us ethereal. I don't know if this is the direction we want to go, though. We've got the Astral Mirror, the Tome of the Stormborn, Tome of Prosperity. I think I am more likely... See, I don't see any tomes that I don't know anymore. Tome of the Cosmos, what does it require? Oh wow, what's this? It's a tier 5 tome. Master over the universe itself. Summon the Avatar of the Cosmos. Cosmos Bolts, the Cosmos Beam, Greater Phase. Cool. Cosmos Awakening. Oh damn. +1 damage of every damage channel, +1 protection of each damage channel. Prismatic Tower. It's a city structure that reveals the world map. Ooh. Maybe I should go for an Order Tome then, because I have an idea. I really do want the Tome of Glades for Leaf Skin on this map, just because it feels right for the map. Tome of Faith is good because we could get Staves of Mending, which allows us to heal more and lowers our upkeep on our support units. The combination of Faithful Whispers with the City Ward's Tome of Abjuration is actually really good for getting control of independent cities. Do I want to lean into the Astral? I mean, Guided Projectiles is one of those classic abilities that you kind of need for this kind of build. +1 range, ignoring accuracy penalties. Yeah, it's hard not to take this. The Tome of Summoning also probably would have been a really good one for me to pick up. Healing all friendly magic origin units, 25 temporary hit points is quite powerful for Arcane Restoration. I do still think the Tome of Scrying is like, if I wanted to enhance my build the most, this is the one to go for. In terms of like making my units the strongest. But I think the most interesting could be maybe the Tome of Prosperity, right? Staves of Grace would make our support units even better. We would get access to Cleansing Rain to get rid of even more. We get even access to more cleanse. Shrine of Prosperity does give you a ridiculous amount of gold income. I don't know, it's a hard choice here. I'm going to grab the Tome of Faith because I want a +2 affinity order tome so that I can do the Cosmic Affinity bonus here, which would allow me to get a ton of affinity in the order tree and then like start getting those abilities because I want to explore and try out some of those. And I need to save some Imperium to get another city. Let's see, Omnisphere has completed its constructions. I think we want the Mages Guild here. We just want tons and tons of mana. I'll build a Spelljammer too. Primo Nebula is ready to build stuff. We will rebuild the Palisade walls. Also, I need to kill these guys. I think we might chill for a turn away for healing. Omnisphere can annex another province. I think we'll go underground. We've kind of like started exploring down here. Primo Nebula doesn't have a governor. I'll put a Trollkin in charge of there. We have our catnap. Unfortunately, I can't cast it where I want to, so there's not a huge amount that we can do on that front. All right, I definitely need to clear this Mistwalker camp because it's starting to pillage my domain. So let's step in and hopefully clear this without losses. Yeah, no losses, perfect. And then we'll move our people over to the Mistwalker camp and clear these war breeds off. Skadoosh. Got some nice rewards. More importantly, we don't have to deal with this crap anymore. So it really feels like we've reached a sort of tipping point here where we'll start to see some good moves. Oh, Tuatha can annex another province. Let's grab this conduit right here, and then we'll build a resonance field on top of it. If it would just let me zoom in a little bit more. I don't know why it won't let me zoom in more. Gotta fiddle with the camera. There we go. And then we'll get the Spelljammer as well. And maybe we could build a teleporter right here. Okay, we got a bunch of stuff queued up. That's perfect. Oh, right. I was supposed to take a nature tome so that I could... take the next level of nature affinity. Derpity derpity doo. I'm a silly little shoo. Oh, Ham has got Aldnest under siege. You know, that could be fun. I might get in on this. I never got to explore the Shrouded Arcanum, but it does feel like we're on the verge of winning. Alright, I'll clear this gold stash that's been sitting here for God knows how long. Get a little bit of cash. Finally, we've stabilized the political situation up here in the north. Me when I'm a Lannister. Primo Nebula. Why don't you build a vendor and a market? We could use that little bit of extra gold income. Our mana income is actually fantastic. Presido has production. I don't think we need to worry about anything in here. I could, in theory, build the Abbey. I don't think we need the Abbey. I'll build the Beacon of Valor just out of pure, like, what else are we going to do with that city? Okay, perfect. Mysticarium is mine. I'm going to expand my governance. That now costs 800 Imperium, but we're not taking the big penalties to our income that we were. We are in control of 4 out of 6 of the Fey provinces. Ham Binger has actually captured Aldnest, so I think we have basically won the game, which means I might be able to sneak in to that Breached Arcanum over here. Let me quickly summon a sprite on this army. Still kind of annoys me that I can't step on my allies' province improvement centers. Alright, we're moving into the Shroud to find out what's going on the other side. I said, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. What's going on? 4 Shigiggles will send some armies down here to the southeast. We got Staves of Mending completed. I will grab Restore the Land. You got a Mages Guild. Perfect. Definitely would like to build a Mages Guild in you, but I think you lack something. I will get the Temple of Fertility and the Summoner Cistern. Oh, we should probably get the Palisade Walls first, actually, to protect this area. You need a conduit so that you can make the Monolith. Perfect. Rebuild a ruined province. Heroes join offer. I don't think we can afford that at the moment. Okay, there's some sort of quest here in the Fog of War, so let's make our way down here. Oh, abominable secrets. Trudging through the misty wild growth, all halt before a ghastly howling wail, crying, "Coo! Hurt and lies skewer and cries. Coo! Why lies say to Magbar to me?" Laments the growling voice, deep from the mist. "When I shows you fair lands of fay and fairy, you smiles and you treats, you pets and you talk sweet. But hurts Magbar's friends when I goes for to sleep. Coo-hoo-hoo, Magbar in pain. Wizard coo nay. Be gone, go away," weeps the growling voice from the mists. "Magbar must not stay. Coo-hoo-hoo-hoo, nay." So we're going to chase this ghastly voice. So there's a vacant steeple. Wow, I've never seen this density of ancient wonders before. That's crazy. Thaumaturgical trauma. Further up ahead, the ghastly voice again weeps out in raspy coughs. "Kuach, island no go. Ach, island no go. Coo, oh nay no. No hurt Magbar. I no want to go," sobs the ghastly voice. "Magbar is friend. No drag I to evil island. I make angry sun men come here. Nor punished they wizards to make also glum. So why angry with Magbar? Why hurt I with pain? Magbar your friend, ach nay, never again. No stabs me with skewers, no pull me apart, wails the voice. No jab me with magics and jinx me in the heart. Oh Jesus, it sounds like some really terrible things happened here. Well, we gotta go figure out what's happening. Okay, restore the land. Abjurer glyphs could be quite useful, so let's grab that. So it's the Court of Winter. I'll use magic. We have an 80% chance of succeeding to prevent whatever effect it will be. Perfect, we succeeded. Let's go to the Shroud. Bring our hero stack into Thuliana's Arcanum. So the tower before you stands swathed in a raging torrent of warped seasons, and at its gate growls a horrid abomination. Wizard Ak coughs the abominable mistling, which is a tier 5 unit. Oh wow. Magbar kill wizard Aku. You make season gods wither and eat you. You warp fade magic so season go bad. You make Magbar all ugly, ugly and sad. Gurku Magbar killed Aku, I kill you. So empowered by the seasonal torrent, he wakes up in a fury. The cycle of seasons will be active. Okay. We can attack him. We can strengthen our troops, or see, defending against be targeted by the autumn and winter effects of the cycle of seasons, or somewhere spring. Let's see. Let's try to master the spell warped doodly boops. Cool. All right, so Wrath of Seasons. Let's jump in. Oh my goodness, that's 2 abominable mistlings. Well, there's nothing for it. Let's fight it. Jesus, those things look terrifying. We'll need to cast some spells to get through this battle, but I think we can do it. Let's drop a Protective Wild Growth on our hero here. Perfect. True Strike, Grace, Obscured, all the bad, good, whatever things. I am going to summon a Astral Ward here to act as a defensive unit, and I'm just going to chill and let them come to me. Yeah, this is what I was hoping for. They come forward. They may kill the Astral Pylon thingy, but that's okay. Unfortunately, one of my units got stunned. Can we do a curse reversal on this guy? Okay, he's no longer stunned. That's a fantastic ability. Let's do Budding Strength. We need to inflict Distracted on these guys if we can. So we're going to throw Fairy Dust at them. There we go, that's Distracted. And throw as much damage spells as we can. These guys do the big damage, but so do we. Zap, zap, zap. Can you summon a Entwined Protector here who will heal you? Alright, let's see what they can pull off. These guys look kind of like Twisted Karags. Okay, big hit. A lot of frozen. That's okay. Ouch. We may lose Dawnusk. I am going to need some curse reversals. Do I have any AoE dispels? No, just a curse reversal. 42 damage is still pretty damn good here. Come on, get this kill. I love the chaining, lightning, rejuvenate and dispel. The effects, perfect. That's what I probably should have done originally. Zaps them. Big electrification. Blight blast him. Now he does have a few stacks of regen. That's okay. We're going to try and control him with our melee unit. I actually value being able to cleanse so highly now. The experience I've had with being able to cleanse negative effects over the last couple of battles is just so good. Alright, let's do a Budding Strength. Fire off a few shots. We gotta kill the big guy first. It is imperative. Steel Blast. Okay. We could do a Fey Embrace or Chain Lightning. Don't know if Chain Lightning would change much for us. We'll Chain Lightning. Might kill a model or two or something. Alright, we lose our summon. That's okay. The season changes. They're coming forward. They dominated us. That's fine. They froze our ruler. So we'll need to fix that. Let's hit him with the curse reversal to dispel it. So you're in a zone of control, unfortunately, as are you. As are you. So let's say if we pulled you out of that zone of control, ideally we would be targeting the nymph, but if we get any kills, wow, that's really bad. Come on. Protective wild growth. True strike strengthened. I probably should have done that first. It's okay. The grace helps. They are healing, but they're not healing as fast as they need to be able to outpace our damage. So we need to keep our Spring Fairy. We will be able to double act on you. Let's kill this one. I said let's kill this one. Thank you. Then we're gonna decisive command on you. Hit them with the AoE blind. And then try to kill the nymph. And then if I drop a chain lightning here, I should kill one of their units as well. So they're down to 2 real units, 1 dominated. Maybe I can dispel the domination. I can. Perfect. And they're starting to panic. So cost us a unit. A very strong, highly leveled unit. Let's be clear that it wasn't like a free victory. This one did cost us something. Something valuable. That I wish I still had. Blight Blast. Can you Steel Blast him, do you think? Get that kill. Perfect. Okay, so they're fleeing, which means we have achieved victory. Unfortunately, one of our high-level Autumn Fairies is dead. It was a Tier 3 Exalted, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So, the Wrath of the Seasons has subsided. Dawn's Floods and Anger. Stop, don't cleave what grieves and grieves. Born of Blight. Bent from the right, the wizard hands have sparked face bite. The season's torn, its cycle shorn. Duatha thus claw and mourn. But not by hate we mend this fate. Fight the right, unmake the scorn. Mistlings rise. Shed off the lies. Embrace your spite, but make it wise. More abominable mistlings slink forth to listen. Let's feud no more, but sow our grief. Let's heal Duatha and reap relief. So I get the Secret Scroll of Thuliana, which gives me the ability to summon abominable Tier 5 mistlings. Oh, that is so cool. So I can strengthen a speech to win over Magbar. I can gain mana or research. I want Magbar. Give me that guy. So Circle Shrouded uncovered. While your troops salvage Tualia's Arcanum, Ham appears again. So it appears my suspicions were on point. The original Circus of Doagai was a cabal of Archmages hell-bent on dissecting the Duatha's mysteries and her beloved creations. And under Horwind bought Shroud, one pursued unscrupulous trials of a most abhorrent fashion. Presumably this wrought the nightmares now plaguing the Duatha and vexed the Duatha in their present temperament. If so, do you think they would have suffered? Alright, cool. I got some research. I got a cool artifact. That's savage. So if I want to summon these guys... Thuliana's Contortion. That's a pretty cheap spell to get a Tier 5. Damn, look at this guy. He's got like a big mouth. He does look a bit like a Karag. Looks like a reskinned Karag, kind of. But that is awesome. So what do we got? What are we working with here? Base 170 health, 7 resistance, 7 armor, triple strike. Holy, a triple strike anti-clinging mist melee. Teleport towards and damage an enemy, and then spread mist around the target. Enemies in a 2-hex radius. This is a free action. Take damage, and if they have clinging mist, they can be stunned. Dude, this guy is crazy. Holy. I want more of those. Anyway, I think I'm just going to end my turn because I think Aldnest will flip this turn and then we'll have control of it. Ooh, the Summoning Rift is kind of cool. I'll go for Astral Divination so we can get more Astral Echoes. This will allow us to get another book. I am going to go for the Tome of Glades. I'll be able to create forests. I'm also going to get Cosmic Affinity so we can fill out our affinity trees faster. 300 relations with free cities, or gaining stability from clearing infestations. This would have been crazy good, this game. I'll go with aligned relations. Let's be friendly to free cities. Okay, anytime you want to flip Aldnest, Hambinger, whenever you're ready, You want to win the game here. Come on now. I'm going to move this portal to Tuatha. When it's my turn, of course. It's not technically my turn yet. I have to right-click. So now I've got 2 of these in my main. Let's clear Silverdell. Hopefully this is an easy auto combat. Badoop. It was. Give me those rewards. I could clear the curse. Yeah, we'll clear the curse. That's fine. And we'll go to the vacant steeple next. Ham, what are you doing, Ham? Can you, like, finish Alt Nest so we can win the game? Been hitting end turn, like, over and over here, and nothing's happening. Okay, at last the key areas around the Mistfalls are secured, and with it a bright sun ray broke through the fey clouds and mists. But as the remaining Mistwalkers retreat and the scattered Disciples' forces regroup at the edge of the conquered terrain, a terrible aura emerges from the trees. Rumblings of thunder, agitated twittering of strange birds, the fell hiss of steam, and the howling of winter winds all coalesce against the golden radiance of the heavens. Lit up by the sun ray, a single Polari whelpling begins to sing a lullaby of hope, to which many others soon follow, one after another. Cool! Let us join the chorus. In this way, the fearful Duathadae were warded off, and Hambinger emerged before the reclaimed Mist Falls. All around the Mist Falls, Polari and Fae alike raised Song of Hope and warding as Ham scaled its steps. At its summit, he emerged alongside Donos to channel Duatha's dreaming spirit through the gifts of the Gazedae to slowly unravel the realm's afflicted nightmare. Powerless against these mounting forces, the Duathadae's servants dissipated like mists before the sun. As mists faded and clouds parted before the shimmering sun, a bright rainbow graced down upon the Mistfalls. Thus, the Polari rejoiced. The Burrow Downs were saved at last. Awesome. I really enjoyed my time with this. I would love to do the other scenarios. That would be a ton of fun, I think. Hopefully I can find time. I think the next series I'm doing is Stellaris. Busy time, and then I think there's like a new expansion coming for Civ 7, but you know, there's a lot of stuff coming. Oh, man, I really enjoyed this. I think there are still certain elements of the game that I find a little bit, just like from a UI point of view of like how things work, but I really enjoyed my time here. They joined the Fey Rebels in the Mistflower Gardens, where Hambinger channeled Millennia's magic to evoke a spirit of friendship and love. New hope was kindled that one day the Gazedae would be freed from their enchantment and return laughter and merriment to all of Duatha. So we conquered the realm. So my leader will join my Pantheon and potentially assist during future conquests. He will move to the Pantheon and, yeah, become a Pantheon. So in terms of his Ascension trait, I think Mistborn is like a really good one. Field Abjurer. Yeah, Mistborn feels like the right one for Brian Baru, so all of his abilities will create clinging mists. We get a bunch of Pantheon experience, which is fantastic. Let's go check out our rewards. We're level 103. I don't see new Pantheon rewards, but I don't check this often enough to remember. I don't see the little symbol. Maybe they're not out yet. Maybe they're out. Who knows? But yeah, Age of Wonders 4, really fun. Gotta say, I really enjoyed Secrets of the Archmages. Hopefully we can jump in the future and try out the other scenarios like the Ashrune Pith and Evermore. Those would be a ton of fun to play around in as well. But I'm going to call that the end of this video. I love you all very much. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.